Choice Hotels get you more of what you value. Comfort Inn, it's calling your name. Save on the stay. Oh, and free waffles are yours to claim. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
British Spy Stories Season 6 Counter-Strike Episode 21. Tom already knew that Adelina was from a wealthy background, by her demeanour of understated confidence, that she exuded from the first moment that she smiled at him, across the railway carriage on the TGV. So he isn't surprised at the grandeur of her family home in the hills above Rome, when they turn off the road, and enormous black latticework gates announce the start of a driveway that curves so you can't see the end of it. The sound of her Alfa Romeo is enough to bring out 3 members of staff to greet them in front of a vast house with a white Palladian frontage, and lawns rolling out in all directions that end in shrubbery and old trees. Adelina runs through a series of things with the butler that need to happen immediately, and he delivers them all with his English manner over the next few minutes. Tom is helped to one of the 12 bedrooms, with a view over the valley that stretches into the distance. Medical supplies are found, and his stomach is attended to by 2 maids dressed in black and white, who smile at him and speak soft Italian to each other that he can't understand. Then he sleeps in the largest bed he's ever seen. It's 8 a.m. when he wakes. He's alone, and the sun is shining through Deauville pale yellow curtains. A pair of white trousers, underwear, and a white linen shirt lay on a chair in the room. He puts them on, then walks out to a broad corridor, and descends the staircase to a hallway with black and white square tiles. He wanders into rooms, thinking that Adelina will be somewhere. In a light blue sitting room there are 3 sets of French doors, to a vast patio that stretches for 50 metres across the whole of the back of the mansion. When he steps outside, the warmth touches his skin, and he stands and lets his eyes relax into the horizon. He watches a pair of skylarks dip and rise on the warm air over the land. From behind him, her voice tumbles in. "That's the Roman Campagna," she says. "And in the distance there's the Apennine Mountains. From the other side of the house you can see Lupini and Orsoni." "It's incredible," he says, turning around. "Did you grow up here?" "No, I was sent away to school. Papa bought it in the 90s, when he made some money." "Where are they now, your folks? They're not here, are they?" "Mama is in Cannes. We have a place there too. My father is dead." Her eyes portray an emotion that Tom can't understand. The butler and one of the maids walk out into the sun with 2 trays of food, and lay out breakfast on a circular table with 6 chairs around it. Adelina pours from a bottle of Laurent Perrier, Alexandre Rose champagne, as they sit. They avoid anything of consequence in their conversation during the meal. But after they've eaten, she sits up in her seat. "I want to tell you something," she says. He has a smile playing about his eyes in the sunshine, and he watches her prepare her words. "I know that you're not called David." His mind jumps up a gear, but he doesn't speak. "I also know that you're not called Tom." She smiles as her international vowels stress the last word. "It wasn't chance that I was on the train in Paris." His throat feels dry, despite the champagne. "I was sent to kill you, Dmitri." Now, he can feel his body tense. She leaves a moment's pause, then adds, "But I decided I didn't want to do that." "Why?" "I like you." She sips her champagne. "Who sent you to kill me?" "Kriegin." Tom can feel his anger deep inside him. He feels stupid suddenly. Korygin never intended to pay him any money. It reminds him how much he needs to avoid liars in the future. After you'd killed Orlov, I was supposed to strangle you in bed. How do you know Korygin? He looks serious now. He's been around the people on the fringes of Russian intelligence for years. He's a hired helper. No morals. The SV are like that. He'll do as he's told and ask no questions. That doesn't explain why you know him. I know those men. The field agents, the diplomats, the assassins. Why? Through my father. You said he was dead. Who was he then? You knew him, Dmitri. Tom can't think what she means. I didn't want to tell you my surname, she says, because it would have changed things. It's Ilin. My father was Major Ilin, the man you killed. He threatened me. Tom's anger bursts out. He threatened my wife and our unborn child. Do you still love her? Says Adelina, her face the epitome of calm. What? Tom's eyebrows knit together. She waits for him to answer this critical question. No, not any longer. He looks as relieved as she does, now that he's said it out loud. So my father's death was unnecessary. Tom thinks he won't say any more, as her words are like a minefield. 1 minute you think you're out of danger, then your legs go from under you. She smiles. Don't worry, Dmitri. I hated him. He was a bully and a coward. He hit my mother. If you hadn't killed him, I would have done. You did me a favour. And Mama. They both drink to give themselves thinking time. What happens now? He says. That Orlov man may still be alive, and you won't kill me. We've both disobeyed Korygin. He'll come after us. He won't, she says. But she's quieter now, and doesn't take her eyes off Tom's face. Why? He doesn't care about us, Dmitri. We're just tools in his box of tricks. People to be used and later ignored when we're of no further use to him. He'll spend no time thinking about us. I have nowhere to go without his money, says Tom. I have an offer for you. A proposal. Her eyes look lighter suddenly. Adelina stands up and turns to the landscape before turning back to him. Marry me, she says. And Tom doesn't say anything. You have no future, as you said. Korygin was never going to pay you. Your wife gave you up to the authorities, and your career in the British Army and your role as a spy are both over. He looks despondent. But she continues. Papa made his millions from acquiring Soviet state assets, like many did. Now Mama and I are worth 50 million and... She pauses. At the risk of sounding too old school, I need a husband. They both look at each other, both waiting for something important. After a moment, it's Adelina who speaks first. All of that is the carrot. Let me provide a stick, too. Korygin collected evidence that you killed Papa. He had photos somehow. Traffic cameras. CCTV. He probably bribed the police in England or something. He showed it all to me. Why did he do that? He only ever wanted you to murder Alexei Orlov, which you failed at. Why are you talking about this evidence, then? Tom screws up his face, still unsure of how to talk to Adelina. I stole it from him, without him knowing. It's on a hard drive in a bank in Zurich. Only I can get hold of it. I don't understand, he says. It's the stick to go with the marriage carrot, Dmitri. I will ensure that the evidence is kept locked up. Of course, if I'm married, I won't have the time to think about sharing anything. With the police in the UK. That's blackmail. We all need insurance, she says. Maybe you should have thought about that when you agreed to steal the British tank. Despite my father's poor social skills, he was right about one thing. His favourite phrase was, Plan B is far more important than Plan A. You don't play chess, do you, Dmitri? She smiles at him, and he shakes his head. Suddenly, Lydia is awake, and her head hurts. There's a pain in her arms, too, because they're fastened behind her with handcuffs, which dig into her skin, and there's a rope tying her ankles together. When she opens her eyes, Lydia can only see a black cotton bag that's over her head. She can feel that she's lying on a bed. She can hear seagulls. And she can smell salt water nearby. She tries to stretch her back, but the handcuffs are too tight, and she sinks into the mattress. She doesn't know how long she's been here, and wonders what happened. The ache in her head is fading her memories of any detail. Did Samuel push her into a van? She doesn't know. It was all over too quickly. Lydia hears someone come into the room, and they walk over to her. Who is it? Samuel. What you going to do with me? You won't be hurt, he says. It's your father we want, not you. Her eyes are watery as he pulls the bag off her head. The room is dark too. There are only shadowy outlines of objects against the wall, or discarded items strewn on the floor. All she can tell is that it's a warehouse of some sort. As her eyes adjust, she can see ropes coiled in a metal case near her, and grey wooden boxes along one wall, piled up 3 high. Samuel unlocks her wrists and gives her a plate of ham, chorizo, and cheese. He sits on a basic wooden chair next to the bed. Is this a kidnap? She says. He notices how casual she is. He thought she'd be scared. What you going to do with me, then, if not hurt me? He shrugs. I'm the bait, aren't I? To lure my father here, into a trap? Lydia puts cheese into her mouth. Are you going to kill him? Her eyes open wider, momentarily. Mr. Corrigan will decide. That's how you explain it to yourself, is it? You're not in charge. You're just the servant, not responsible like the grown-ups. Samuel nearly answers, but decides there's no point. We want the code for your mobile, he says. You're going to pretend to be me, aren't you? A call from a maiden in distress, like that mermaid in Denmark Harbour. She continues to eat ravenously. What's he done, anyway? She says. I don't know. Is that my water? Lydia nods at a bottle by his feet on the floor. He hands it to her, and she drinks it all. Papa is too clever for you, Samuel, she says. You won't win this game. He looks at the floor. 3164, she says. He takes the plate and the bottle and picks up the handcuffs. Do you have to? Her eyes plead for a second. I'm sorry. Lydia puts her hands behind her back, and he refastens the clasp. He picks up the cotton bag. He's a traitor to Russia, isn't he? Her eyes explore Samuel's features. That's what this is all about. He's done something bad, and his employer wants him dead. The boy doesn't answer before he pulls the cotton over her head. As he walks back into the office, next door to the warehouse, Corrigan looks up. How is she? All right? Samuel doesn't want to say that Lydia seems to be enjoying the whole thing. Did you get the code? Says Corrigan. And Samuel repeats the number sequence that Lydia told him. Corrigan unlocks the mobile and launches the texting app. In Francesca's apartment on Via Vigilia, in central Rome, Alexei is sleeping on the sofa. The gentle vibration of his phone in his pocket wakes him up. He looks at the screen and suddenly sits bolt upright. The message from his daughter says, "Papa, I escaped from the house and took the bus to the Marina di Carrara, but now I have no money left and I don't want to go home alone. It's scary. Please come and get me." He calls her back, but only his daughter's voicemail plays out in his ear. Alexei stands up and feels the pain scuttle through his muscles from the leg wound. He grunts and holds onto the wall until he can bear walking on it. Francesca is at work, and he scribbles a note to her and leaves it on the kitchen counter. The lift drops to the basement car park, and Alexei pushes his BMW 760i up the ramp to the street. He doesn't want to worry his wife by calling her about Lydia, so he drives north for nearly 4 hours. The lights from the vehicles on the other side of the road crack across his vision as the time ticks on. When he's 10 minutes from Forte dei Marmi, he does call Inessa. "My darling, is Lydia with you?" he says. His wife sounds emotional. "We can't find her in the house. She's run off somewhere, Alexei. I'm sorry. I should have kept stricter tabs on her." "She messaged me. She's fine. I'm just collecting her." "Pick me up. I'll come with you," she says. "No, I'm almost there. I'll bring her back to you." He ends the call and drives on. Dusk has started to pull across the water as he turns off the road and into the access way to the marina. The place is empty because it's midweek, not rammed with the throngs who descend for boating weekends. He calls Lydia's number again, but she doesn't answer. Alexei jogs along the quayside, passing the super yachts and the schooners that are moored up and move on the tide. At the seaward end of the marina, he turns right and disappears into a nest of roads and alleyways that house ships' chandlers and nautical service companies that support the giant boats and their millionaire owners. The lights from the harbour don't cut into these narrow lanes, and he slows his pace as the darkness grows to ensure he doesn't miss Lydia. After walking around the place at least 3 times, he loses his orientation and gets confused over which warehouse is which, or whether he's been down all of the alleyways. Alexei pulls out his phone and tries her number again. He's expecting voicemail, but the call continues to ring out. The echoes off the buildings make it sound as though he can hear the phone ringing somewhere, close by. He steps around a corner, and Korygin is there, holding the girl's phone in the air in front of him. And standing next to Korygin, hooded and handcuffed, is Alexei's daughter.